All right, brothers and sisters, happy Sabbath day to you all. Today we're going to be getting into the final chapter or the final portion of this letter in James. And then after that, Lord willing, I'll let the Lord move, lead me to do whatever book he wants me to do next. But this is the last chapter, James chapter 5. It's been a fun ride, and I've actually learned a lot going through this with y'all. Because believe it or not, I study on my own, but sometimes when you teach stuff, you get even more understanding. And I've gotten a lot more understanding going through this letter with you all. Now, before I do any more talking, I got to make sure these mics working pretty well. So for those of you guys on Rumble, if the mics sound pretty good, there's no in and out noise, no in and out thing going on, no graining noise, nothing like that. Just put a 7 in the chat for me so I know everything is all good. Because again, I don't know if something is wrong with the audio unless you guys tell me. So for those of you on Rumble, let's go ahead and put a 7 in the chat so that way I know that the audio is all good. All right, shalom, brother Mark Carter, 177. I appreciate that. Happy Sabbath to you. Happy Sabbath to you, brother Ant Psalm 09. It's always good to see y'all on the chat. Yeah, same as you. Same with you, C James 20. Now that we done with that, well, I'm not good with these intros. I'm ready to get into it. But for those of you guys on YouTube, everything sounds pretty good. There's no in and out stuff going on, no grainy noise, nothing like that, no wind noise. Just go ahead and put a 7 in the chat for me so I know everything all good. All right, brothers and sisters. I definitely appreciate you guys participating. Let me know the mic is doing all right. So today, this is going to be a lesson on rich folks. All right. And not all rich people, but a certain group of rich people with a certain mindset. Now, before we get to that, brothers and sisters, I just want to ask y'all something. How many of y'all drink energy drinks? I just want to know how many of y'all drinking energy drinks. How many of y'all drinking energy drinks? I just want to know how many of y'all drinking energy drinks. Okay, so it seems that the general consensus is no. Yeah, man, I just want to tell y'all, man, be careful with these energy drinks, man, because I'm just watching them take people out. That stuff is just sugar. It's just liquid sugar, sugar in a can. I'm seeing a whole bunch of, it's an uptick of hospitalizations, people getting put in the hospital behind these energy drinks. You know, try to switch up. If you are on energy drinks, try to switch up. You know, go in the store, buy you some cranberry juice. I'm talking about the organic, not that one with sugar on that, but that pure organic cranberry juice. Try to get you some, pomegranate juice, because when you get off them energy drinks, I'm just telling you, you're gonna go cold turkey. Now, I've never had an energy drink. I was more of a juice man, orange juice, Arizona, stuff like that. Didn't really do sodas, but just heart attack in the can. Bobby Birch. Yeah, that's right. So, I just want y'all to, prioritize your health. Because, the thing about the word of God is it's many things. It's economics, it's spiritual, obviously. It deals with emotion, and it deals with your physical state of being with health, with your health. And so, you want to prioritize your health, because I'm just telling y'all, man, you do not want to end up in no hospital sitting up there hurting as you done drunk something crazy. So, just try to switch up what you drink. And no different too, if you want sodas and stuff, try to go to some pomegranate juice or something, some beet juice. That's a much better option. Or, you can do celery juice or cucumber juice. Now, at first, it's an acquired taste. So at first you can be like, ugh, but you're going to get addicted to that celery juice, cucumber juice, pomegranate juice, beet juice once you drink it enough. Because here in America, at least, I can't really speak for any other country, but at least here in America, we're fed so much sugar and salt, but mainly sugar. And the sugar is a huge additive. And eventually, I'm going to make a lesson on health, because even that's in the Bible. And so that's something else that needs to be talked about, because, there's a lot of Israelites who are fat, overweight, or, you have these skinny Israelites with these huge bellies, so, we got to make sure that we prioritize my health, mind, body, spiritual. And those three things are connected. Yeah, Sharon, that's what I'm on. I'm on pomegranate juice. I love that stuff. I'm either on pomegranate juice or I'm on beet juice. Because I don't want to see y'all get hurt and messed up because you can't stop drinking soda. You can't stop drinking energy drinks. Them energy drinks, they cause kidney failure and all kind of crazy stuff.
This right here is a Mama Keziah made us a celery ginger.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Mm-hmm. So every Sabbath, y'all always see me up here with an exotic drink. I promise y'all, it ain't no soda. It ain't no one of them Nesquik drinks. I remember it was a brother. He was like, "Is that a Nesquik drink?" I was like, "Nah, brother."
Yeah, he thought it was. Yeah.
Yeah. But this green smoothie right here, it's got ginger as well as what's in it.
Mama have to put it in the chat.
Mama Keziah, you could put
put
it in the chat, pin it or whatever you put in this drink.
Yeah.
But you pretty much always drinking something like that.
Brother Show, you said that was him, Nestle Quick.
Oh, that was you, Show, you're right. Yeah. He's like, that a Nesquik? I'm like, nah, that ain't a Nesquik. Okay, yeah. So she says it's a Yaki Awaken recipe. Yeah, brother Yaki be putting it down, boy.
Yeah, he be killing
with that knowledge on the body and stuff. The Lord really blessed him in that area, but yeah, stay away. And then too, your kids or whatnot, I know that some of them go to school and stuff. Make sure they ain't buying no energy drinks, out of them vending machines and stuff. Because I know they keep them in those vending machines. I'm like, yeah, them things, man. I'm telling you, man. I'm seeing a lot of hospitalizations, and the crazy thing with a lot of those energy drinks and even certain sodas, they're actually banned in other countries. Believe it or not, a lot of this stuff we consume here in America, like half of this stuff is banned in other countries. So what does that tell you?
Mm-hmm.
Even at work, my coworkers, a lot of them, You know, they don't even drink water. It's always some type of juice, some type of soda, or if it's water that's got some type of flavoring in it, because they claim that, water is nasty. You can't even taste water. What? But that's how much sugar. Okay. So Mama Kazaya, she put it in there. What's in there? But yeah, man. Yeah, I know it's definitely some ginger and cayenne pepper in it because it's got a little kick to it.
It sure kicked me the first time I tasted it.
Yeah, man.
But it's really good though.
But that stuff is good because it detoxes your body. It draws out all those toxins and stuff. Europe doesn't sell or buy American food or drinks. And you know it's bad too. RFK Jr. He trying to get all of this stuff out of food. That should just let you know right there. Your food and all of that, these drinks, is just straight up poison. Straight poison. Because there's no money in you being healthy, brothers and sisters. No, I need somebody to buy these pharmaceuticals. I need somebody to buy these pills. I need somebody to get these injection shots. But I can't do that if everybody is walking around healthy. If everybody's walking around healthy, who's going to buy my pills? And then the pills are meant, these pills and these shots and stuff, it heals you, but then it causes another issue. And so now you got to take a pill to cover that pill and this pill to cover that one that you just took.
Then remember you said too, a lot of times we think it's just the only people making the money off it too is just like the pharmaceuticals, but you got to remember these other companies who make the pill casings.
That's right.
They make the packaging, and all of these people are involved, insurance companies.
Yeah.
So it's a lot more. It's just a big.
What George Carlin called it, he called it the Rich Boy Club.
Rich Boy Club.
He said, and you ain't in it.
Yep.
And that's what we looking at with this fourth beast. It's showing you that it show you that in Revelation 18. Revelation 18, they showing you fourth beast is running a giant business. And this ain't nothing new. This business been going on for a very, 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 and I mean a very long time. It's just now the fourth beast they use in this business. Or as they say, the Babylonian system. So, I felt like I needed to tell y'all that and say that because, don't play around with your health, boy. It ain't no joke. No joke. All right. So now, brothers and sisters, we're going to get into James chapter 5. Like I said, this is the last portion of the letter in James, and then we'll be finished. And then, Lord willing, we'll move on to another letter. It just depends on where the Lord take me. So now we're going to go ahead and get into it. James chapter 5. We're going to read verses 1 through 3 first. Okay, and when you get there, Zahara, go ahead.
Go to now, you rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you.
Now, when he says rich men, this is when Christians, they'll take this and run it right into the ground. No, when he's saying rich men, the Lord through James is talking about a certain group of rich people that's got a certain mindset that he does not like. They're operating in a way that displeases him. And to that group right there, he's saying, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. So these group, and we go to read about who this group of rich folk is that the Lord is talking about through James. But to this group, he's saying, weep and howl for your miseries, which means great distress. or affliction that shall come upon you, not might, but shall. The way you've been operating, I'm going to get you. That's what the Lord telling these type of rich people right here that we going to read about. And again, it's going to come upon you, but who going to bring it upon you? The Lord going to bring it upon you. But see, the thing is, when the Lord come and get your behind, it's going to look like a man did it, because that's how it plays out in the physical, because the judgment is set and made in heaven. But when it plays out on earth, all you see is a bunch of men and the women go get these people and take them out. But no, it be the Lord, he behind it. I remember I was talking about the California fires. You know, I was talking about how the Lord, judging that place. And you had some sister coming to comment, yeah, but they said a man started a fire. Yeah, because that's how it played out on earth. But the Lord is behind it.
That's right.
He'll raise a man, a woman up, say, go light this stuff on fire. I want to see this place sacrificed before me. You got to learn to open up your spiritual eyes. You got to be able to see the hand of the Lord in things. Okay. Verse 2.
All right. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered.
Okay, so he's saying your riches are rotted away, and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is rusted. And why is it rusted? Because this means right here, he's painting a picture that these garments ain't being worn, that these riches are not being used. Why? Because the owner of these things have been took out, and these riches just sitting here. These garments, they just sitting here rusting and rotting away because the owner of these things been taken out. They've been judged. Okay. Continue in verse 3.
Oh, yes. Your gold and silver is cankered,
Or rusted.
and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as if it were fire. You have heaped treasure together for the last days.
That's right. And the rust of them riches and all that stuff, it's going to be a witness against you, because you accumulated all these riches by way of exploitation and defrauding your fellow man. So in other words, you got dirty riches. You got unrighteous riches, ill-gotten gain riches. That's what you have. And the Lord said them things is going to be a witness against you. Not just when he judge your behind here on earth, but even on the great day of judgment, the Lord this is what he going to use against you. This going to be this evidence. See? And he said, you have heaped treasures together for the last days. Now, again, last days don't always mean second coming of the Messiah. That's not what that always means. But it just means the last days before the Lord judge your behind. And that's what he's saying. And what the Lord going to do, he going to rip your fingers off, and all of them riches that you accumulated illegally. Now, the Babylonian system say you've acquired it legally.
Yep.
But according to God's laws, you've acquired them illegally. So in God's eyes, you're a criminal, though you're not a criminal on this earth with man. You're a criminal in God's eyes and in his kingdom. And by the way he run things, by his standard, you are a criminal. And he going to take all that stuff away, and he going to give it to his saints. Now, why he let you accumulate them? Because he going to give it right to his people. That's how the Lord get down.
The wealth of the wicked is stored up for the righteous.
It's stored up for the righteous. You doing all that just to give it back to me.
You my bank account.
That's right. You my piggy bank. Made out of ceramic.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to Matthew 19, because in Matthew 19, this same group that James is talking about, the Lord targeted them same rich folks during his ministry. It's that same group. And as we keep reading in James, James is going to describe this group of rich boys that he talking about. Matthew 19, and we're going to read verses 23 and 24. And when you get there, go ahead.
Then said Jesus unto his disciples, Verily I say unto you, that a rich man shall hardly enter into the kingdom of heaven.
Now notice he said that a rich man shall hardly enter into the kingdom of heaven. So he's not saying all of them, right? But majority. Because you got to understand, for the rich, their God is their riches. That's who they work for. They work for the money. The money got them strung up. Their morality is not God's morality. Their morality is money. And if money's your God, then that means the Most High in heaven, he is not your God. Because, your money is God, because you think, hey, what can he do for me? Because I got all the resources of the earth. So what can God give me that I can't get here myself on earth? Eternal life. Now get your behind out of here. All right, go ahead.
24. And again I say unto you, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of God.
Now, brothers and sisters, I just want to ask y'all something. Have y'all ever seen a camel go through an eye of a needle? Have any of y'all ever seen a camel go through the eye of a needle? I mean, I ain't never seen it. And you know why? Because it's impossible, brothers and sisters. That's impossible for a camel to go through an eye of a needle. Well, the Lord say, well, just how that's impossible? He said, well, it's the same with a rich man entering into the kingdom of God. It's darn near impossible. Now, Abraham was a rich man. He gonna fly right into the kingdom. Because, see, even though he had this world's goods, he cared nothing about it. He understood and he knew who his God was. He knew who he had the answer to. And he knew he wasn't going to answer to man or his money. He going to have to answer to God. And he lived his life that way, knowing that he was what? A sojourner. Now, mind you, James, he's dressing down the 12 tribes of Israel, especially the so-called believers. And he's warning them. Hey, he's warning the rich among Israel. These people I'm getting ready to describe, you better hope to God this ain't you. And if it is you, you better repent and give everything back that you stole. So let's go back real quick. And let's go to James 5. We're going to read verses 4 through 6 because James is going to get ready to dress down these rich guys, the same ones Jesus was dressing down and the same ones he talked about. When you get there, go ahead.
Verse 4. Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth, and the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of the Sabaoth.
In other words, what it's saying is you not he told so he's saying these rich boys, they don't want to pay their workers. And so now these workers, they complaining. They're distraught, brothers and sisters. They don't have any peace. Because these rich folk, they don't want to pay their workers, or if they do pay them, they pay them beans.
Mm-hmm.
Or if they do pay them, they're not paying them the agreed amount. And so therefore, these workers, brothers and sisters, they don't have no peace. They're distraught. And this is why James made sure he said this line right here. They cries have entered into the ears of the Lord of the Sabbath. Now, brothers and sisters, let me ask y'all something. What is the Sabbath day? What does that mean? What is it about? What does the Sabbath day mean? What is it about? Because there's a reason why James linked the fact that these laborers, they was crying and distraught. And then he matched that up with, it has entered into the Lord of the Sabbath. There's a reason why he said that. Resting, a day of rest. Let me see. Love, day of rest, rest and relief. There we go, Cornell Bates. End of the way, to give your Israelite brothers and sisters rest, resting from the plantation, rest, memorial of the coming of Christ, who's the Prince of Peace. The day of reset. Brothers and sisters, the reason why James specifically said the Lord of the Sabbath, because he could have just said the Lord, but he said the Lord of the Sabbath because he's telling these rich boys, you're not giving your brothers and sisters rest. Because the Sabbath day is all about rest and peace. And peace. And you're not giving your brothers and sisters rest and peace because you're not paying them what you owe them. And so now they going home distraught, thinking about what they're going to do. How am I going to feed my family? What am I going to tell my wife? What am I going to tell my kids? How am I going to buy these clothes for them? How I'm going to put food on the table? And now they worked up, they stressed out, they can't even sleep at night. And so guess what? You have these rich folk, you have broken the Sabbath. You have broken the Sabbath because you have not given your brothers and your sisters rest. You've caused them anguish. You've caused them heartache by defrauding them, by not paying them what you've owed them. So you have now broken the Lord's Sabbath day, and he gonna come for you. Let's just bring it up to 2025. The rich today, they don't give the people, the poor, no rest. Because what do you see the poor always doing? They're always worrying. They having heart attacks. They so worried, end up in the hospital. The poor fighting each other, fighting amongst each other because the rich is not giving the poor the resources that they need to feed themselves, to feed their families, to put clothes on their back, to keep a roof over their head. It's getting so bad to the point now where not only is the rich not taking care of poor, not paying them what they owe them and stuff like that, they're getting to the point they replacing them now. Replacing them with AI and replacing them with machines. because I don't want to have to pay these people. I don't want to have to pay nobody. I don't want to have to give anyone else any resources. I want to keep it all to myself. Because after all, with machines, I don't got to worry about it getting injured. And if something happened, all I got to do is replace a part or a bolt. Yep. I don't got to worry about paying it for vacation time, workers' compensation. The machine doesn't get sick. So I don't have to pay for any of that. This is what the rich do. And it's causing what? Grief of mind. Because you see the poor, they're crying about that. Man, we're being replaced by machines. We're being replaced by AI. So where am I going to go? How am I going to? Because I want to work. Where can I go to work? Because I need to make something so I can feed my family. But everything going to this machine. Not that anything's going to the machine, but the machine is standing in my place. So the machine is taking over my resources. And so therefore, through that, you're not giving the poor any rest. Every day they're worrying, they stressed out. Look at these people out here, man. Look at the climate of society, eating each other. Because everybody trying to survive, trying to make it. I never forget, man, I seen a documentary I was watching. I think my sister watched a little bit of it with me. And they told me, oh yeah, now you see this tent city right here? Just in one of the states. Oh, you see this tent city right here? This is where the working homeless is. I was like, wait, what? Mm-hmm. Those words don't even go together, brothers and sisters. Working homeless. What? That doesn't even make sense. Man don't work, man don't eat, but man is working and they can't eat. They can't afford nothing. This money you make today, the only thing you can afford maybe is a cheeseburger, fries, or something like that. Young people today, they can't even buy they can't even buy houses. 200,000, 300,000. And then you go to work. That's how evil these rich folks is. You go to work and they telling you this is also defrauding your neighbor and not giving your laborers what you owe them. You mean to tell me this job $15 an hour, 17. I'll even rack it up to 30. I'm making a contribution to society and I'm making the world spin with my job and I'm only getting 15, 17. But then I can get on the mic and sing for one performance and make 30 million. I could swing a baseball bat, 300 million. I could sit in a suit and tie, be on a conference call all day. I'm making $1 billion a year and I don't do nothing. Sit on conference calls all day, making $1 billion in politics, set for life. And then the people actually working $12 an hour, 15, 17. But I throw a ball in the hoop, 60 million. Ooh, stand-up comedy, 50 million. Wicked place. It's a wicked place. And the thing about the poor, they love it.
Israel, we know something about that because we victims.
We're the original victims of that.
We never even got paid.
Yeah. Get the small chump change, you ain't even get paid. And let me tell y'all something about the poor, right? Not the poor, but the rich. Don't let these, and I'm not, again, we not talking about all rich folks, but we dressing down these rich folks right here that James is talking about, that use deceit, that use fraud. Now, see, this is how the rich, they try to get around God because they know the Lord is brutal and he don't play. See, they'll try to get around it by saying, no, we came into an agreement. I, told my workers that, for this job, I would pay them $15, dollars an hour for this job. Now the Lord just looking you dead in your eye. He just looking at you. Yeah. And they signed on the line. Yeah, man, $15 an hour, $18 an hour. And God know in his mind that job is $60 an hour. Because this is what the rich do. They pay the poor beans with every job. Paying them beans. You know this job is worth $60 an hour. But yet you paying all the poor $15 an hour and you're claiming that's too much. It'll make y'all cry, man, if y'all seen how much these rich boys made. And I'm talking about this group here. I ain't talking about the other ones that worked hard and they actually did the right thing to get the money they got. We ain't talking about them. We talking about this type here. They're corrupt. They use what? Exploitation. While they sit on their butt all day. And let me tell you something about most of these rich folks. They love to tell the poor how damn lazy they are. But yet, you the one exploiting the poor because you don't want to work.
That's right.
You don't want to get up and do anything. So you're coming up with all these schemes and these tactics on how to rip the poor out of their money so you can accumulate more and more wealth. And then I hate it because the poor, they so damn stupid sometimes. Because they go right along and they co-sign that madness that the rich told them about themselves. The poor, they're lazy. They're always asking for handouts. They don't want to do anything. Me working 3 jobs and still not being able to really afford nothing, I'm pretty sure that ain't lazy, you scumbag.
That's right.
At some point, you dummy, you dumb rich person. And I ain't talking about all, I'm talking about the ones that fit this description right here in James. At some point, sucker, you need to do your part. How about that? At some point, hey, the opponent did all they could do. They working 2, 3 jobs, still can't afford nothing. At some point, you need to get your lazy behind up and you need to do your part. How about that? How about you start paying people what you know they should be getting paid instead of shortchanging them? You got poor people really believing that stupid damn foolishness. Well, I guess the rich are right. I guess we are lazy. I guess we do ask for too much. You working 3 jobs. Shut your mouth. You working 3 jobs believing what the rich telling you ain't doing enough. Man, shut up. At some point, they need to do their job and give me the resources that you know belong to me. How about that? Coming up with all kind of damn schemes. These rich folks. I work all my damn life. 500,000 in the bank. And you mean to tell me if something happened to me, I end up in the hospital for some God unknown reason. You mean to tell me my bank account can be wiped? Mm-hmm. Some people lost everything because they ended up in the hospital. Mm-hmm. and the hospital charging them 20,000, 100,000. It just wiped their whole account.
Wickedness.
That is some evil. And I've heard stories like that, and it broke my heart. You got 500,000 in the bank. You get sick, and now you couldn't help it because you know you human. You get sick, you in the hospital, and your bills in the hospital just racking up. The insurance only covers so much. Now you just racking it up. 100,000, 200. Next thing, the whole bank account wiped.
You didn't think about on the job, they give you sick time. People be scared to get sick when they working.
Yeah, scared to get sick.
Can't even be sick in peace and rest.
Go ahead and tell them, Zahar.
Because you sitting there thinking about, okay, I got this much sick time at work, and I don't know if I got any, what they call that, I don't know if I got any FMLA and all that. I don't know how much time I got. So they got kids, same thing. You know, my child gets sick, can't even go get them, bring them home and nurse them because I can't miss too many days. Telling you when you could be sick, like they know how long you're going to be sick. You get 2 weeks of sick time.
Look at what Matt say. He say it make you wait 2 weeks or a month before they pay you. Tell them, Matt.
Oh yeah, that bi-weekly paycheck.
Yeah, tell them that's exactly what they be doing too. Now, when the rich want their money, they want it right away.
Yeah.
And notice, they don't give you any mercy, no leniency, IRS and all that stuff. You owe them something. They go come after your behind. They ain't hearing nothing. They willing to throw you in prison for a decade if they don't get their money. But you, hey man, pay me what you owe me. We're going to have to think about that. But when it come to me, ain't no thinking I have to pay you or I'm going to prison. And the Lord telling you, he say, I see all of that stuff. And it pissed him off. And this is why I'm telling y'all, people getting cut off left and right. I seen another documentary. It was like a little private documentary. I don't want y'all to think it was on Netflix and nothing like that. But it was like a private documentary on YouTube. I seen this dude basically, I really wish I would have paid attention to the states he was going to. But he basically was going around in states and he was showing all these empty neighborhoods. I mean, nice neighborhoods, the hood, it don't matter. The hood, nice neighborhood, it don't matter. They was all empty, brothers and sisters.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
But then when you went to a certain part of the states that he was in, you see nothing but tent cities. But hold on now, meanwhile, all of these neighborhoods, whether it was the hood or whether it was one of those upscale neighborhoods, all empty. But yet it's a sea of people on the streets. Brothers and sisters, that don't make sense. How wicked do you have to be as a rich person or as a merchant or as one who has this world's goods, as God calls it? You need to put these people in these houses.
It's greed.
They won't even let people in the house. I want some payment. If they can't pay, I don't care. I don't want them in here.
Yeah, apartment buildings too.
Yeah, apartment building empty.
No tenants.
None.
But everybody outside. Because the landlord, whoever ain't gonna let nobody in unless they pay.
That's right, Quan. Huge medical bills and you still sick. Because that's what they want you. They want you still paying. And then think about it today. They don't even, these rich folks, that's another scheme. Again, because these are the laziest damn people on the planet. Not all of them now, hold on. I'm talking about these ones that fit the bill in James chapter 5. Laziest damn people on the planet. They don't even want you owning nothing. Let's take Adobe, for example, right? A lot of y'all know about Adobe, Creative Cloud, Premiere Pro, and all of that. They want you on payments because we in the time of payments now. They don't even want you on them. But there was a time where you could own Adobe products.
Subscription.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not because that's the wicked. That's their new scheme. The rich, their new scheme is subscriptions.
Yeah.
I don't want y'all buying nothing. I don't want you owning that. I just want you on subscription. They doing it now with the phones. No, don't buy your phone outright. Get on this payment plan. Screw you and that payment plan. I'm finna buy this phone outright. That's right. You have to pay for Microsoft Office. Yeah, that's subscription based now. And see these right here. So when the Lord say, behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud. This is what he talking about. That fraud is the deceit, these schemes and these taxes that you coming up with that afflict your fellow man, so that way you can reap gain. That's what the Lord is talking about. And he tells you about that in Revelation 17 and 18. This is the system that we're dealing with. And trust me, this system existed since the beginning.
Yeah. Then you make your paycheck. When you finally get your paycheck, you bring it home less than what you actually gross. To my net pay. Like, we had to take some out for taxes. Tax is just another word for theft.
Yeah, legal theft. That's all taxes
it's
is.
Just theft, stealing.
Legal theft.
So you actually grossed, let's just say, 1,000. Your paycheck should be every 2 weeks, maybe 1,000 too. You bring home 900, 800.
What? Yeah, you grossing $1,000, but then you only bring home what, 600 to stuff they said, by the way, like Social Security, stuff that they say ain't even going to be around in a few years.
Yeah.
So what you got me still paying this stuff for?
And then you're going to give it right back to them, because first of all, they're going to jack up the prices of the goods so you can get it all right back to them. And you back at square one.
Inflation. Brothers and sisters, when there is inflation, what that mean, brothers and sisters? Don't that mean somebody hook up an air hose and
yeah?
Because that's the rich doing that. They the one pumping air into the prices of these goods. They know darn well ain't no darn inflation.
That's how they get folks too with that terminology. That's how they get you.
Now let me think about something real quick, bro. So let me tell y'all something y'all already know. Let's just say I have everybody here in America. I can't speak for other countries. Let's say I have everybody in America pay me $5. $5, brothers and sisters. I forgot how many people in America. What? Something billion.
Yeah, it's a lot.
But let's just say it's 1 billion people in America. And every single one, and I literally mean every one of them, pay me $5 because we know the rich do not play. Every last person in America pay me $5, brothers and sisters. 5. Do you realize how much money I would have if I made every person in America pay me $5? Now, that's just $5 off of just that one thing, me telling them give me $5. So imagine now you paying bills. Your bill $200, $300. And then you got taxes when you pay for goods. $3, $4. insurance, $200 a month, $150 a month. Subscription services, Netflix, I'm just throwing stuff out there. Think about how much money, brothers and sisters, these people really got. And don't fall for that debt clock America junk.
Yeah.
That's foolishness. Let me tell y'all something. The poor, hey, they the one broke.
Yeah.
The people, yeah, you're broke. You're in debt, not them.
Mm-hmm.
The ruling class over this country, they're not broke.
That's right.
There is no debt clock with them. They got money. They got bread. $15 million, Brother Red. Yep, that's right. And that was just off of that one thing, Brother DJ Digital. So imagine all of this other stuff that we all paying for. Driver's license being renewed. Registration being renewed. You paying for all this stuff we paying for. Don't let these sorry rich folk, I'm talking about this group that fit James 5. Don't let them tell you they ain't got no money to pay the people. One person, baseball, I believe, is the highest paid sport. One, I seen it. One player signed a 5-year or 4-year, $330 million contract. Where you getting this money from? I thought y'all was broke. I thought America didn't have no money. And that's just one player, brother. So that ain't even all the sports. That's just baseball, one player. And you mean to tell me this brother and sister that work at Target, at Best Buy, y'all can't pay them? You mean to tell me y'all cannot pay them? And I mean, you mean to tell me you can't pay them way more than $12 an hour? 15, way more than $30. Let me tell y'all something. They got so much money, they could pay everybody in America and still have a bunch of money left over. That's right, Sassy Brit. Nothing is free in America but air. And I bet they really working on making us pay for that. Sassy Brit, you ever seen that movie, The Lorax? It's a little animation movie called The Lorax. And I think it was in that movie they was trying to bottle air. They bottle air, making people pay for air. I said, that's some foolishness. And what them rich folk doing, brothers and sisters, is what? Is evil, and that's not love. That's not love, because love allows you to put yourself in other people's shoes. That's what love allows you to do. What if that was me? These rules that I'm making, because the rich make a lot of rules for the poor that they don't follow because it's for your poor behind. These rules and all of this oppression I'm implementing, would I like that if it was me? What I'm dishing out, would I like it if I was on the receiving end of that? See, the rich, they don't think about that. Because, see, I got it and I'm good. But they never think about, what if that was me? Because you know why? They don't have the spirit of love in them. Now, let's show you how the rich do. And the rich, they are a type of authority figure. Because there are people like the poor that come to them for the resources that they need, so that way they can take care of themselves and their family. But let's see how the rich be doing. Verse 5.
Verse 5. You have lived in pleasure on the earth and been wanting. Okay, so these rich folk right here in James 5, they live in pleasure and they've been wanting, meaning merciless against who? The poor. So while they living in pleasure, what is the poor doing? They crying. Mm.
They distraught. They worried.
Mm.
And they don't necessarily have to cry to the Lord. But the Lord see the evil. He see the wrongdoing. He feels the worry. He feels the distraughtness coming from the poor. And it started to piss him off. You have lived in pleasure on earth, because this is where the richest kingdom is at, here on this earth, and have been merciless or wanton. Go ahead.
You have nourished your hearts as in a day of slaughter.
As in other words, you are just living it up. And I like how he say you nourish your heart is in the day of slaughter, because you kind of had that on like, I know it's a movie y'all probably have seen, probably ain't seen it, but Chicken Run.
No, yeah. They fatten you up.
I mean, you getting fat. No, I mean, all that bird seed. I mean, you can't even walk. You so full and fat. But what you don't know
Sacrifice
is the farmer is actually doing that because he getting ready to behead you and enjoy your fat. He finna enjoy your turkey leg.
That's right.
Come here, give me your turkey leg.
He getting you nice and juicy.
He just tenderizing.
Get you plump.
Mm-hmm. That's what he doing. He tenderizing the rich. That's what he's saying. The rich don't need these wicked rich folk. They don't realize you finna be a great sacrifice for the Lord.
Like King Eli.
Mm-hmm.
And Judges.
Yeah.
Fat butt.
Lord tenderizing the rich. Look at that. Even when the Lord come back, when he slay all of these wicked folk, he slay this beast. The Lord good and full. He's so good and full, he got a call for the birds. And the birds fat. They so stuffed they can't even fly. The Lord got to give them strength just to get up and fly away. They full of flesh.
All the animals gonna be fat.
Bird, like, let me just sit here for a little bit. So, hey, we seen that with the rich man and Lazarus. Because the Lord was showing you how the rich man towards Lazarus, hey, he was merciless. He was what? Wanting. And that rich man was in his little palace. He was living it up. And all Lazarus wanted was just the breadcrumb. Just give me a little bit of your resource, a little bit what you have, so I can take care of myself. That rich man said, screw you. And the Lord looked at that rich man and said, yeah, screw you, and threw his behind in the fire. That's how the Lord get down.
And then he was begging for, the Lord made him do just what what Lazarus had to do, beg.
Rich man, yeah. When the rich man fell into God's hands, he became Lazarus.
Give me a little bit of your coal.
Because see, right now, the rich, they got the poor in their hand. But what you going to do when you fall in the Lord's hand? Let me tell you something. I told y'all this last Sabbath. I said, listen, man, when you fall in the Lord's hand, it ain't like going up against no man. Your homeboys can't help you. The president can't help you. Your counselors can't help you. Ain't no way you can run to. I got this secret place. So you can hide from a man. I can go to these islands over here. He'll never find me here. But with the Lord, ain't none of that. You through. That's why David told you, ain't nowhere I can go. Heaven, earth, hell, you right there, Lord. And God is going to, when he gets you, what he's going to do is he's going to squeeze you. You're going to feel that squeeze of oppression. The Lord is like no oppressor you have ever felt. When he started oppressing you.
That's right.
I'm just telling you, this is not a game.
That's right.
He will tear you to pieces. It's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of God. He is unrelenting and will not let up. That's why he gives so much mercy. That's why he gives so much grace. Now the wicked, they're foolish because what they don't understand is them riches, God can take them from you overnight.
That's right.
And a lot of rich folk, he's done like that, broke them overnight. And that's why he give you that example with that's why he give, yeah, right, brother Ian Jonah is a perfect example. But the Lord, that's why he showed that example with Job. Now we know Job didn't do nothing. That was just a trial he had to go through. But the Lord is showing you with Job, I can bring you to nothing overnight. I can utterly destroy you and tear you to pieces overnight. It's the kind of God we dealing with. And so he warned us, he like, listen, you rich folks I'm describing right here, hey man, you better make sure you ain't doing none of this foolishness. All this working deceitfully and coming up with schemes, not paying people under you. Or when you give them stuff, you giving them beans. The Lord looking at all of that. He record all of that, and he got the angels watching. They just watching you. So the Lord, like you nourishing your heart as in the day of slaughter, being fattened up for the execution, so I can enjoy your turkey leg. Give me your turkey leg. Verse 6.
You have condemned and killed the just, and he doth not resist you.
Now it says you have condemned and killed the just, and he doeth not resist you. Now the Bible makes it very clear that the businessmen, the merchant men, they are the great men on the earth. Make no mistake about it. Not the military, none of them. These rich boys. And I say rich boy, but I'm talking about the women too. I just say rich boys because it's more catchy. They run this earth, brothers and sisters. They are the great ones on this earth. They make the world go round. And the Lord, he watching everything they do too. And the thing about it is when you go to these courtrooms or places of judgment, these halls of judgment, guess who courtroom you stepping in? Guess what halls of judgment you stepping in? The rich folks' courtroom. That's their little system that they set up. And whoever gets on and off is determined by money because that's the way they got it set up. This guy right here, this girl right here, yeah, they are innocent, but we need more people to work in our Coca-Cola plant. So throw they behind in prison. The money dictate everything. This person innocent, okay, well, we'll let them get off, but we did our records, research on them, and we found out that this person, they got a whole lot of money. So if they want to get off, we'll let them get off. But they got to pay us this $200,000 that we know that they got. And that's how we get down. And anybody trying to dismantle their little system, they take them out. We got this good money scheme going on, this money thing going on. Hey, you try to take this system down, we're gonna take you out. So just understand, brothers and sisters, You ain't just teaching the word of God. You're going against a economic system of exploitation. And so you are these merchants' natural enemy. Do y'all understand that, brothers and sisters? These rich boys and these merchants who are the great ones of the earth, y'all do know that y'all are their natural enemy.
Mm-hmm.
Because everything that you stand for, everything that God teaches you goes against the very nature of how these rich folk operate. The rich, they got plenty. They got more than enough. But they're not content. They love for money has destroyed everything, because it ain't the money that's evil, brothers and sisters. It's the love of it. They willing to do anything to get it. They willing to harm any and everybody.
Mm.
Especially in this country. And trust me, this system going on in all countries. Make no mistake about it. It's even worse in some countries. But here in America, even these heathen, they feeling the sting of the lash. There was a time when only Israel felt that.
Mm-hmm.
Now the heathen feeling it. Come on, brother, you can't do me like that. I'm marrying. Get your nigga behind out of here. But I'm not a black person. Get your nigga behind out of here. As these rich boys, they own some crazy now. The only color they see now is green.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
That other stuff they feed them to keep them divided. Politics, religion, all that stuff. They always tell you it's something else.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's these rich boys and they greed.
Because see, as long as y'all divided, you arguing and fighting among yourselves, you're not trying to take me down.
Right.
You're not trying to figure out where all this money going.
That's why these rich boys, they because they also behind this media. They set the media up to teach you how to think and to see them as in a certain light and to keep the people divided.
That's right.
So they just run that machine all day, every day, 24/7.
Even during COVID, they made sure that machine was going. That was a big test anyway, to see where the mind of the people was at.
Because when you ain't distracted, you focus. You start sitting around and thinking.
Hey man, where all this money going? And I've always said this too. This saying ain't new. But if you want to find the money, you got to follow the corruption. And if you want to find where the corruption at, follow the money. Follow the money, find the corruption. Follow the corruption, find the money. And that's the truth, brothers and sisters. That's right, Juanita. Divide and conquer. As long as y'all fighting each other, you ain't fighting me.
While y'all fighting, we just scoop in and take the resources.
They take the spoil. Y'all go to war, and when everybody dead and laying out, they come and take the resources. Look at the heathen real quick. Let me just talk about them real quick. For decades, they had these heathen. This was hilarious, by the way. In an ironic way, it was hilarious. But for all of them decades, or centuries here in America, they had the heathen doing what? Worrying about black people. Yeah, look what those niggers doing. Oh, he's trying to get your stuff. Oh my God, let's get up. Bob got to go after him. And then while you and Bob get up and go after this black dude, here go this other merchant and this businessman over here come and seize your property.
Yep.
And when you done fighting, you look up, all your stuff done been took.
Yep. Because they used them.
Look at the government. And they took all the farm land and everything. They took it out in the hands of the people. And the government don't play. They juicing up everything. Squirting all type of stuff in the fruits and vegetables in the ground.
Pesticides, everything.
Yeah, pumping it in the ground. I'm like, man. Homeowners insurance, big ripoff. All of this insurance stuff. Garbage. Stuff don't even work anyway when you need it. Well, we're not going to really be able to cut, man. Or like you had, I don't know if it was the North Carolina thing, and I think it was, with the hurricane and stuff. Not only that, but also the fires in California, hurricane stuff. A lot of people got dropped, man.
Yeah. From
these insurance companies, they got dropped. So you mean to tell me I've been paying, and I'm telling you, this is the wickedness of these merchant men. I've been paying all these months. Well, not months, but all these years, this insurance. And when I really need it, because something happened to me that I couldn't control, you just gonna drop me? How about you do this? Okay, if you want to drop me, fine. That's fair. Okay, you want to drop me? Drop me. But all the money that I ever put into that insurance company that I had been paying for years and months, I'm going to need all that back. So if I was paying 10 years and, several $100s a month, I've been paying for, for years or whatnot, something happened to me, you drop my insurance, I'm going to need you to give me all that money back. But see, they ain't going to do that. They just take the money and they run off.
Because it's theft. That's what it was the whole time. It's running game.
They had that big Santa Claus bag. And after they dropped them people, they said, sorry, we can't help you. Rolled the top of that bag up to where it formed that little seal thing like that. And they just ran off with it. That's right, Darren. Ponzi scheme. And then you have the poor, like I said, repeating the rhetoric of the rich. Yeah, I think we're just being lazy, and I think that we're always asking for handouts. No, you're doing all you can do. Again, you're working 2-3 jobs and you still can't afford nothing. You still can't buy what you need. At some point, hey man, the rich got to take some flack. They got to do their dang job. Boy, I'm telling you, boy, that right there, that's a mess. Let's go ahead, brothers and sisters, look at some of these references. Let's go to Leviticus 19 real quick. We're going to go back to the law of Moses for a second. I'm going to show y'all something. Leviticus chapter 19, and we're going to look at verse 13. It says, thou shalt not defraud thy neighbor. Defraud meaning deceive or run some kind of scheme on your neighbor so you can get gain. Thou shalt not defraud thy neighbor, neither rob him. Things like what? Taxes. Stuff like AI. Stuff like self-checkout. These little schemes you come up with so you could take more resources from the poor. It says the wages of him that is hired shall not abide with thee all night until the morning. Meaning you need to pay these people, man. That's what it's saying. Oh, we on Leviticus 19:13. Lord, like, listen, you need to pay these people. Nah, that's what it said in the law of Moses, see? Because that's an example right there in the law of Moses of what it looks like not to show love. But see, under Christ, when you're walking in the Spirit, you don't need to read that to understand that that's wrong. And what if that was me? What if I worked all day for this person and I didn't get paid? Love allows you to think about stuff like that. When you walk in the spirit of love, you understand that it's not right to harm anyone.
So that's not love to hold what you owe me, my check, you holding it for 2 weeks or a month. That's not right. That's not love.
And love allows you to see like, man, yo, I wouldn't like that if that was me. What if that was me?
And you gonna give me all what I'm owed, not, oh, you work for this much. Well, here go your net pay. But I gross this. I gross 1,000. Why am I bringing home 700? You got my money in your pocket. It's what you owe me. That ain't love.
Like for it, and the reason why I'm talking about under Christ, you know, you don't even need to read that because you're walking in love, right? Which allows you to put yourself in the other person's shoes. And we know love is to do no harm to your fellow man, which is defrauding your neighbor, is to do harm. But I'm saying that because you got a lot of brothers and sisters that say that we're lawless. See, tonight walking in the law of love and stuff like that. See, you know, they lawless. No, we are keeping the law, brothers and sisters, because we're not doing stuff like that.
But not because you read it in a letter, but because it's in you.
Right. Not because you read it somewhere, the written law, as they call it, but because you're walking in the spirit, and that spirit tells you that you should not harm your fellow man. So guess what? I'm walking in love. I don't even have to think about it. I know I'm an owner and I know I got people working under me. What do? I pay them. And I don't pay them beans either. I pay them good. Because I know that it's not right to not pay them or to pay them beans if I do pay them. Because that love tell me, what if that was me? Now, let's go real quick to Jeremiah 22:13. Now, brothers and sisters, this is why we here in captivity. Because when we were in the land, right, this is the stuff we was doing. And that's why the Lord was telling Israel, listen, he said, I'm tired of y'all feast days, which included the weekly Sabbath, because the weekly Sabbath technically is a feast. He say, man, I'm tired of that. He say, man, I'm tired of y'all with all this fasting. I'm tired of y'all bringing these rams and stuff to me. He like, listen, man, stop defrauding your neighbor. Pay your laborers what you owe them. That's what's going to impress me. You talk about a peace offering. That's what's going to bring the peace between me and you by doing right by your brothers and sisters. But see, Israel, they could never understand that. See, I could do all this evil, but as long as I have my lamb ready for this peace offering, because I know the Lord going to be upset with me when I defraud my neighbor. So I'm going to get my lamb and my ram ready so I can get him this peace offering when I make him mad. Man, the Lord say, man, get this junk out my face. No, the peace is in you doing right by your brother, righting a wrong. He said, that's the peace. Go make peace with your brother before you try to go make peace with me, because making peace with your brother is what's going to make the peace with me and you. Even Israel with the sacrifices, right? They did the same thing. I'm finna go knock this dude out. So I'm going to go ahead and have my lamb ready. The Lord didn't like that stuff. That stuff landed us right in captivity. Jeremiah 22. So right now, under the fourth beast, at least here in America, I can't speak for anywhere else, but at least here in America, we're living under the stuff we was doing when we was in the land. That's why we over here.
Mm-hmm.
Jeremiah 22 and 13. Go ahead.
Woe unto him that buildeth his house by unrighteousness, and his chambers by wrong.
And this house right here is your wealth in relation to James chapter 5. Go ahead.
That useth his neighbor's service without wages, and giveth him not for his work.
And the Lord said, woe unto him, because he gonna come after you after a while. All right, now let's go to Deuteronomy 24. We got to move it along a little bit, brothers and sisters. Deuteronomy 24. We're going to read verses 14 and 15. Let me get this real quick. Go ahead.
All right. Thou shalt not oppress an hired servant that is poor and needy.
Doing them any kind of way just because you know you got the resources that this person is needing. And so you decide, yeah, see, they got to come to me. Yeah, they need me for this. So therefore, I could treat them any way I want. And God gonna split your head right down the middle. Go ahead.
Whether he be of thy brethren or of thy strangers that are in thy land within thy gate.
Now, see, and this is the problem I have with Christians. They don't talk about this stuff. It's your harvest. It's your season.
Because that pastor merchant.
Because the pastor, he running the business and he know this stuff right here in the Christian church. He know this stuff he reading in James 5, it'll convict his behind.
Yep.
Because he know he doing the same stuff we reading about. Gypping the people. These pastors, some of them, is shock you, boy, they got millions.
Yeah.
While the people in the church, they poor, they ain't got nothing, but they're genuine towards the Lord. And make no mistake about it. So a lot of them be genuine towards the Lord. They just be being misled by these wolves. You got millions as a pastor, you got sister, brother in the church, they walk to work every day. Ain't got no car, nothing. Get them a car, man, with this 20 million you got in the bank as a pastor. Now, obviously, be smart about whatever you're doing, but I'm just saying, you need to look out for those that's under you, being an authority figure. That's what the Lord is looking at. 15.
At his day thou shalt give him his hire. Neither shall the sun go down upon it.
That's right.
For he is poor and setteth his heart upon it.
Right, because again, he need the resources that you have to feed his family and to feed himself, to clothe them and keep a roof over their heads. Go ahead.
Lest he cry against thee unto the Lord, and it be sin unto thee.
In other words, I bust your head open. That's what it's talking about. Bust your head wide open. Lest he cry against thee unto the Lord. And yeah, some of them pray to the Lord. But sometimes praying to the Lord don't always mean getting on your knees, but it's when that poor person, they are at night crying.
Yep.
They mumbling and murmuring to themselves like, man, I really needed that, man. This guy, man, sitting up here, he ain't pay me, man, and stuff. His wife trying to calm him down and all that stuff like that. And you know who heard?
The Lord.
The Lord say, I hear that. And I'm going to bust your head open like a watermelon. This is stuff right here. They not teaching in these churches. All these people going in these churches, Sabbath day, Sunday, anything. They don't teach people this stuff. Because trust me, the people operating in it too. The people do this. Some people, they may not be filthy rich, but there's some brothers and sisters, they got a lot of money. They got a lot of stuff and they got people under them. And they just go up in these churches. It's managers and everything. Go up in these churches and they just so comfortable sitting there. But if I were teaching them, they're going to have ants in their pants. They're going to be like, I'm up there teaching. They just, does God say when you a leader, you need to make sure they just.
That's right.
They're going to put that finger up. Oh, I got to go to the bathroom.
Child, I got to go. That's right.
But they sit right up in here comfortable. And then the pastor, deacons and all that, they be the main perpetrators of it. That's really definitely why it ain't being teach, because they the main perpetrators.
Yeah, they ushers walking around and they're like security.
Yeah. To protect their assets.
They're watching you pass the bucket around pews. They over there watching close.
They got them glasses. They don't take them off, but they just pull them down a little bit. See who they pull them glasses down a little bit. See who putting that money in that bucket. What they like? I'm like, man.
Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Come on, pass it. Pass it.
You don't put nothing in there. Pastor pull you aside or a deacon pull you aside after the church. Nah. We noticed you didn't give anything. Wait a minute, suck it. First of all, get your hand off me. You be about to walk out there and grab you by your form. Hey, son. Hey, man, get your hand off. You ain't putting no money in this bucket.
Pastor and all of them, they're watching while the music plays. Look at me and pay.
And believe it or not, some people, they're giving out of fear.
Yeah.
Because pastor and the deacon, they looking at me. And if I don't put nothing in this bucket, they gonna be mad, or I'm gonna end up in one of their sermons next week. They gonna call it the devil don't want to give, and you the devil he talking about in his sermon.
It's you. That's right. Sad but true. Man.
It's sad but true. You know, we grew up in that stuff, man. That was a mess.
Yeah, I seen it. Swindling.
Man, some churches ask for your W-2 forms. You know, I heard about that, but I didn't think that was a real thing. Well, apparently they be doing that. Some churches I've heard. Now, I've never experienced it or seen it, but I heard that some churches got ATMs in there.
Oh yeah, I heard about it.
Again, I ain't never seen nothing like that or ever in my life been to a church like that. Or I don't really know nobody who has been to a church like that, but I've seen some stories, man, on YouTube and Reddit and stuff, and they say, man, some churches, they got ATMs right up in there.
Well, you ain't got no excuse.
Oh, man, I just got a card on me, Pastor. Oh, don't worry, on the ATM back there. And he watching you as you go back to the ATM. Man, that's a mess, brothers and sisters.
Sad.
So make no mistake, man, them churches, they be running schemes too.
They say Marvin Sapp was up there tonight. He wanted, ain't nobody leaving till get $40,000.
Marvin Sapp your money.
Never would have paid that because you ain't getting that from me. I'm out.
He doing that too because he broke.
We're gonna blow all that money.
They always want you to think that something wrong. That's what I was trying to tell y'all. I'm like, they always try to make the poor like something's wrong with y'all. You're lazy and stuff. They lazy. That's why they asking you for handouts.
Mm-hmm.
The poor is always asking for handouts. Oh, really? That's why you asking me for a handout. That's why you need my taxes.
They the real welfare queen.
Yeah. That's why you need my insurance money.
The rich boys, the real welfare queens.
Right. Heck, the Bible even say it, don't it? Real welfare queen. The Bible even say it, right? They say we sit as a queen.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yep.
And we the one feeding them the grapes.
All Marvin got to do is go make another album.
And that's right,
He'll sing
Susanna Millhouse. They going to the lake of fire. So you gotta understand, man, a lot of these rich people, they've killed a lot of people.
Destroyed a lot of lives.
A lot of lives been destroyed, families destroyed, people that have been put to death, all that over some money. So this is a serious crime. That's why the Lord say, listen, you don't operate in love, I'm going to take you out, point blank and period. I'm not finna have this foolishness going on in my kingdom. I don't even know I'm scared to even know what's going to become of the Sunday church.
Oh, yeah, I ain't been in one in years.
It's been decades, man, feel like.
And most Sunday churches around here, at least where we at, if we look, they like empty. People don't even go to church no more.
Yeah.
I mean, parking lot, they got big old church, big old parking lot, and it be empty. It be about 2 or 3 cars. It's the pastor, the deacon, and the usher car.
That's right.
That's it.
Yeah. And the Lord, he taking down a lot of them churches too. They ain't feeding the people.
Yeah. Yep.
Taking them down.
Sitting there making money. And are not catering to the needs of the people. Right,
because that's why you was put up there.
You were there to serve.
Yeah,
not to be served.
Right, he that should be the greatest among you. Let him serve. Let him be the server. You're supposed to serve the people, not the other way around. Practicing authority instead of leading by example. Yeah, Uzi Yahoo, I wouldn't doubt it. They might have an AI collection plate in the Sunday church. Yeah, man.
Crazy.
Or they got the QR code. Oh, man, got my wallet. Oh, don't worry about me. You got your bank account, everything ready like that. We're going to put this QR code on the screen and just put it, and it'll take the money out your account. Man. All right. We read all the 15?
Yes.
All right. So now, James chapter 5, and we're going to read verses 7 and 8. So now James about to dress down the poor or the individuals that's under these rich folks. So he would be talking about us and how we need to conduct ourselves being under these idiots. Okay. So he gonna tell us how we need to maneuver and what we need to do. So James 5, and we're gonna read verses 7 and 8. Go ahead.
Be patient, therefore.
So he says, be patient. And patience, that denotes time. Because it's going to be a lot of time that pass by. You're going to be mistreated, talked down to, taken advantage of. And in the context of James 5, by these rich folks. Okay, go ahead.
Be patient, therefore, brethren, unto the coming of the Lord.
Not literally his second coming. We know that's the ultimate one. But he's talking about until I deliver you out of the hand of this person, meaning these rich folks that taking advantage of you, exploiting you and stuff like that. He say, I'll deliver you, and I'm going to give everything they withheld to my here on this earth. Everything that they withheld from me, I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to take care of you on this earth. You don't have to worry. Now, if you wicked, you got to be worried. You're going to be begging bread. The righteous never forsaken, never begging bread. Lord going to take care of you. Go ahead.
Behold, the husbandman waiteth for the precious fruit of the earth, and have long patience for it, until he receive the early and latter rain.
Verse 8.
Be you also patient, establish your hearts, for the coming of the Lord draweth nigh.
In other words, what the Lord is saying here through James is he's saying, listen, there is an appointed time for everything. And that's something that we have to understand. There's an appointed time for all deliverance, the main deliverance being from this for fourth beast. But for many deliverances, meaning in your individual life, hey, there's always an appointed time. This is why James says, hey, you need to be patient. And patience denotes what? Time, which means you're going to have to do some enduring. You're going to be taking damage during the time that you're patient. But when the time on your part, because ain't no time with the Lord, but on your time, on your part, when time elapses, then that's when deliverance is going to come. Once the amount of time that was set for you go by, that's when the Lord will deliver you. There's always an appointed time, an appointed season for everything. Now, that's usually when the Lord take care of you, and that's when he take down your enemies. All those that talk crazy to you, was oppressing you, doing you wrong, and you had to sit there and take it while they was having the time of their life. Well, that's when that thing gonna switch. You're gonna be having the best time of your life. God will be taking care of you while that one over you is getting judged. They facing the wrath and the judgment of Almighty God. See? And that was verse 8.
Yeah, that was verse 8.
Okay. Yep. But the Lord saying, okay, but during that time, set your heart on me. Don't worry about them. Continue to walk in love. Continue to do what's right. Because I ain't gonna lie, boy, you turn on this news and you see how things are operating in this world, make it go crazy.
Yeah.
That's why you got to open up the word. You got to renew your mind and keep your eyes on God, or you'll mess around, load up some shotgun, or, you know what I'm saying? Or you turn into some kind of mean gremlin.
A mind that stayed on the Lord shall be kept in perfect peace.
That's right. You'll have peace. You won't walk around here distraught, laid out.
That's why I have to be careful too with consuming too much of that news media
Mm-hmm.
and all of that. You have to get that stuff a break. You know, it's good to be informed on what's going on, but don't let that stuff consume you.
You need a virtual detox.
Mm-mm.
Now, let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 11. Deuteronomy 11. That's right, Prime One and RJ Lloyd. Some bad stuff happening in Babylon, and we ain't seen nothing yet, because it's going to get a whole lot worse, brothers and sisters. So the only thing you can do is keep your mind on the Lord. That's it. And he'll see you through all of this stuff. Deuteronomy 11, and we're going to read verses 14 and 15. Okay, go ahead.
That I will give you the rain of your land.
Wait, hold on. Actually start at 13.
13, okay. And it shall come to pass, if you shall hearken diligently unto my commandments, which I command you this day.
And now that was under Moses, but we know we're under Christ now. And the commandment was that we was to love our brothers and sisters. Okay, go ahead.
To love the Lord your God and to serve him with all your heart and with all your soul.
Go ahead.
That I will give you the rain of your land in his due season.
So no matter what happened, no matter the temptations, you continue to walk in love, continue to do that which please me. And when the time comes, I will give you rain. I will give you the rain of your land in due season. Go ahead.
The first rain and the latter rain, that thou mayest gather in thy corn and thy wine and thy oil. And I will send grass in thy fields for thy cattle, that thou mayest eat and be full.
In other words, I'm going to take great care of you. Now, everybody else may suffer, but you, because you did that which pleased me, I'm going to take care of you. But those that didn't regard me, they decide, I ain't doing none of that junk to walk in love. Man, I ain't doing none of that junk. He said, hey, well, they're going to suffer, but I'm going to take care of you. All right, now we're going to go to Galatians 6. Galatians chapter 6. And we're going to go down and we're going to read verse 9. Galatians 6 and verse 9. And when you get there, go ahead.
And let us not be weary and well doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not.
So it says, let us not be weary in well doing, meaning don't get tired. But why are you even thinking about getting tired? Because all this time been passing by. It's been so long and you've been taking damage. Mistreatment after mistreatment after mistreatment over an extended period of time will wear your behind down. And that's why you have to depend on the strength of the Lord, because if you depend on your own strength, you being mistreated for such a long time over an extended period of time, you know, your strength is going to fail. That's why you need the Lord's strength, right? But it says, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not because, again, like I told you guys, there's an appointed time where the Lord is going to step in and he's going to say, okay, enough is enough. And that's going to happen in your own individual life, but we know that's going to happen eventually as a people. The Lord going to step in. He said, okay, man, I had enough of just seeing my people being destroyed by this fourth beast, and he gonna step in. It all come to an end, brothers and sisters. It's just like we've experienced a lot of hurricanes in Florida. You know, the hurricane come and that thing just sit there and hover.
Yeah, you be like, Lord.
You're like, man,
It'd be intense too.
You can hear the wind. That wind sounds scary, by the way.
Your eyes be wide open.
You ain't get no sleep when that thing
Then when you
comes through.
finally get sleep, you wake up to it's still blowing.
Still blowing. Well, it just sit there and it hover over the state, and it seemed like it's gonna be there forever. You seeing all of the destruction. You seeing trees getting lifted up and uprooted out the ground and thrown. You seeing roofs being torn off houses, and it just seemed like it's never ending. But then what happened? A day come, a time comes where it all subsides. It dissipates, the hurricane. Then the sun comes back out again.
And you know, them hurricanes hit, it always hit at night.
Mm-hmm.
And it reminded me of that scripture based on what you just said. Weeping may endure for a night. It's like that storm can be seen hit at night.
Mm-hmm.
But joy cometh in the morning. That new day.
See?
The next day. So it ain't forever.
Mm-hmm.
It's just for a time.
Right. But you got to make it to that appointed time. That's why the Lord said, that's why it says, if we faint not, you can't faint. Because if you do faint, and guess what? You won't be delivered. Why? Because you fainting means you bringing your own deliverance. I'm finna make something happening. That's a sign that you're fainting. When you try to deliver yourself, or when you say, man, I had enough of all this waiting, I'm finna do something. That means you fainted. That means you lost faith in the Lord. You didn't believe he could deliver you. Just like a lot of these Israelites, they can't take it here in Babylon. They can't take it under this fourth beast. And they faint. I just can't walk with the Lord no more, man. I got to go into Egyptology. I got to do this. I got to just go out there, man, make my little money, live it up. and then die. That's it. Because they couldn't wait on the Lord no more. They lost faith. And that's what the Lord, and that's what Satan is after. He's after your faith. That's why you got to stand strong. You ask for the Lord's strength, not yours. His. We don't have, like me, I have to ask for the Lord's strength because I don't have any. Mine will fail. I have to ask for his strength. Okay, so now we're going to go back to James chapter 5. We're going to read verses 9 through 12. And when you get there, go ahead.
Grudge not one against another, brethren, lest you be condemned. Behold, the judge standeth before the door.
That's right. You ain't got to hold no grudges. You let the Lord be the judge. You let the Lord decide who's righteous and who's wicked. But sometimes you go through things, you go through situations, and your enemy make you out to look evil, and then they try to make themselves out to look like they're the good guy and that you're the bad guy. But the judge is before the door. The Lord gonna decide at the end when the appointed time comes. When it's time to when it's time to give out the judgment and the reward, the Lord is going to decide who is in the right, who is in the wrong, who is righteous, who is wicked. You ain't got to try to do none of that yourself. The Lord gonna be He's gonna be the deciding factor. Okay, go ahead.
Take, my brethren, the prophets, who have spoken in the name of the Lord, for an example of suffering, affliction, and of patience.
Because a lot of the prophets, if you just read through, a lot of them, they were afflicted and they were made out to look like they were somebody evil. Thrown into prisons, beaten, smacked, treated as if they were an evil man or an evil woman. All while they were trying to do what? And this is them trying to do the right thing. Because when you're trying to do the right thing, that's what's going to happen. You're going to be afflicted. But the Lord said, hey, don't worry about none of that. Go ahead.
11. Behold, we count them happy which endure. We have heard of the patience of Job, and have seen the end of the Lord, that the Lord is very pitiful and of tender mercy.
That's right, because the Lord at the end, he restored Job. And his friends that, thought he did something like that, hey, he corrected them.
Sure did.
But it was just getting through the time of affliction that he had to go through. But his patience, endurance, it reaped great rewards, great benefits. But that's the thing, though. He had to be patient. He had to endure. And that takes faith, because the faith is that the Lord is going to deliver me. I don't care how it looks. As your friends and stuff like, yo, this is crazy. Job's wife curse God and die. But he no, I trust the Lord. I know the Lord, he got a plan for me. He's doing something. I know it don't make sense to you. Heck, it don't even make sense to me. But I know he working something out. And at the end of this thing, I'm going to be rewarded. He going to fulfill his promise. And that's exactly what happened with Job. And so we take that as an example in our own lives. Understanding that sometimes things are going to happen in your life, man, it don't make no sense. And it's even going to leave you like, man, why did this have to happen to me? Everybody else just chilling. They got peace. They living a good life. They ain't got nobody. They haven't lost any family members. They ain't got no family members or nothing like that. They're sick. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody, had to deal with poverty, nothing like this. I had to grow up like this, and it ain't gonna make no sense. You're gonna be like, man, this is crazy. But you gotta believe and trust, man, that the Lord got you. That he got a plan for you.
That's right.
That means you have the Lord's attention. See, everybody else, he just let them go out and do whatever. He don't care about them, but he care about you. So he take you through the ringer because he's trying to polish and refine that gold ore that he found, which is you. So he take you through the smelter in your lifetime because he know at the end, this refined gold is going to be worth more than anything.
So,
but again, brothers and sisters, it's just going through the smelting process. That sucks.
yeah, that ain't easy.
But the Lord, he got you though. You just got to keep going. Don't lose any faith. Don't lose no heart. Just keep it going, man.
I was going to say too, a lot of times, just real fast, a lot of times the way we think is, okay, if you see others in peace and happiness and it seems like they have all of these things that you've been wanting, and blessings, then that mean that, you know, they must be God with them or something, and he ain't with me. And cause see, I'm suffering and I'm going through. But actually that suffering and affliction is evidence that God's hand is on your life.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you can feel that difference, why you going through everything, because God's hand is on your life. It just don't seem like that because we equate, okay, the good stuff, blessings, he with me. The bad stuff ain't going my way, he ain't with me. But that's not true.
Right.
Just told you the prophet suffered. Job, so all the servants of God suffered. Joseph suffered.
Well, think about Job for a second. We know the affliction was a sign that God was with him because what the Lord said, I'm going to show you that I'm with Job and that Job is a faithful servant. So go ahead and afflict him.
Yeah.
And I'm going to show you. That's how I'm going to show you. Not through the blessing, but no, through this affliction. I'm going to show you that Job rocked with me and that I rock with him.
Yes, sir. And that should show you, brothers and sisters, too, that the Lord be having conversations about you in heaven. He talk about you. You don't even know it.
Mm-hmm.
And he telling the devil, you ain't going to be able to do this to such and such. This sister, this brother. Watch. They serve me. Why they still going to come out on top.
Mm-hmm.
And the devil be like, oh yeah. He said, yeah, go ahead and try it.
Mm-hmm.
You can't kill them, though.
Mm-hmm.
You can put them through, but you can't kill them.
Mm-mm. That's how it is.
You just have to be encouraged.
These things were written aforetime for our learning.
That's right.
All right, here we go. Back to James chapter 5, brothers and sisters. And we're going to be reading
Verse 12.
the verse 12. Go ahead.
But above all things, my brethren, swear not, neither by heaven, neither by the earth, neither by any other oath. But let your yea be yea, and your nay, nay, lest you fall into condemnation.
That's right. Don't be making no promises. Just, hey, yes or no. Whatever you going to do, you just do it. Don't be making all of these promises and all of these oaths. That's stuff we used to do in the land. If it ain't yes or no, anything outside of that is evil. Maybes are evil. Can you do it? Yes. Can you do it? No. Okay, there we go. All right, now we're going to read verse 13 through 16.
Is any among you afflicted? Let him pray.
And the answer is yes, because many of the saints live lives of great affliction. Many are the what? Afflictions of the righteous. So yes.
Wait a
Yes,
minute.
if you're afflicted.
So don't get even and take matters into your own hand and get some get back. He said, let them pray.
Let them pray. That's right.
Because that God you praying to, he going to be the one that do it for you.
That's right. He could deliver you. Mm-hmm. And it says what?
Is any merry?
Mm-hmm.
Let him sing psalms.
So is anyone happy? Maybe you just got some deliverance. Maybe the Lord gave you a victory somewhere. Hey, You gotta go out drink no 40 and nothing like that. No, man. Just sing songs to the Lord. Praise the Lord. Pray to him. Show him your gratitude. Thank him. Let's do that instead of drinking a 40. All right. Go ahead.
Is any sick among you? Let him call for the elders of the church and let them pray over him, anointing him with oil in the name of the Lord.
And yes, because many of the righteous, many of the saints, many of them are sick. Because again, that's a type of affliction. You know, many of us men be sick, we be going through. Well, guess what? That's why the Lord Jesus, that's why he said the saints, we ought to pray for one another. Because we going through a lot, brothers and sisters, and the wicked sure don't care about you. So we got to learn as saints how to love one another and learn how to lift one another up. Because guess what? The saints, we got out here.
That's right.
All right. 15.
And the prayer of faith shall save the sick,
Mm-hmm.
and the Lord shall raise him up. And if he have committed sins, they shall be forgiven him.
Mm-hmm. 16.
Confess your faults one to another, and pray one for another, that you may be healed.
Because that stop all that fighting, that stop fighting, and that stop tale bearing or gossip. It stopped it right at the door. It stopped anything from blowing up. Confessing your faults one to another. Hey man, I'm sorry I did this. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I shouldn't have came at you like this. See, that stops stuff at the door. You don't even let it build. So James is kind of showing the saints how they ought to conduct themselves in comparison to the world. We don't supposed to conduct ourselves the way the world conduct themselves. All right. And you had read on it?
Now I got to finish 16.
Okay.
The effectual fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much.
And the Lord, he hears the righteous. It say his eyes is always on the righteous. So the righteous, that's who he hear.
Show you how powerful them prayers are, and that we need to be in constant communication with God.
Because it's a lost art.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and believe it or not, a lot of brothers and sisters, they don't pray either because they've connected prayer with the Christian church.
Mm.
I'm just letting y'all know. That's why a lot of brothers and sisters, they don't pray. You ain't got to do all that. No, you have to do all that. Not because of the Christian church, because the word say that's what you need to be doing. You need to listen, whatever you got going on in the past, whatever you had going on in the past, and whoever hurt you, whatnot, listen, I told y'all, that ain't got nothing to do with me. That ain't got nothing to do with this brother over here, this sister over here. All we know is just what the word say. And the word say you need to pray. All this attaching stuff, we got to stop doing that.
Praying.
We need to pray. That's your line of communication to the Lord, because James is letting you know that the Lord hears you. Yes, he know what you want. He know what you need before you even come to him, but he want to hear from you.
Instead, you on social media.
You on social media, and he don't want to just hear you either when stuff going bad.
Yeah.
That's the only time the Lord hear from any Israelites and stuff going bad. Lord, they got me in the chokehold. They hanging me by my toes. No, he want to hear from you when you're doing well too.
That's right.
When there's nothing you need, when you're not wanting for nothing, he want to hear from you then too. Just talk to him. Show him your gratitude. Talk to him about whatever thoughts you may have or what you feel. And the Lord hear you. He love hearing from you.
We don't even like that. Somebody keep coming and they always need something.
Right. You know? Only when they
only
need
when
something.
They're in trouble.
The Lord, like, here we go. This is the only time he come to me. What you want, boy? Lord, this enemy, he been doing this to me. But when you had peace, you ain't come to him one time.
Mm.
Now, let's go ahead and keep reading, brothers and sisters. We're going to read verses 17 and 18.
Elias was a man subject to like passions as we are, and he prayed earnestly that it might not rain. And it rained not on the earth by the space of 3 years and 6 months. And he prayed again, and the heaven gave rain, and the earth brought forth her fruit.
Now, this just speaking to my prayer in the sense that Elijah was a man. That's what James is telling me. He's a man just like us. He dealt with the same afflictions and everything. Yes, he got sick, all of that. He dealt with a lot of stuff. Because him being righteous as well went through many afflictions. And even when he prayed, the Lord heard him. Because it's painting the picture that, hey, listen, no matter how great or small you think you are, hey, the Lord hear you.
That's right.
He hear you. Just like Elijah went through the same stuff. And then too, it tell you too that prayer availeth much from a righteous man. And so we know Elias, he was righteous. Now, obviously, the Lord was using him to a higher capacity, but nevertheless, the Lord heard him. And make no mistake, Elias, he was also a man, therefore he was also a sinner. But the Lord still heard him.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it ain't no different from us. Yeah, we may not be being used to a high capacity, but the Lord still hear you. The Lord ain't gonna hear your pastor no more greater than he gonna hear you. Because some people, they bring everything to their pastor because they feel like the Lord ain't gonna hear them. Well, the Lord ain't gonna hear me, so I'm gonna bring it to my pastor and let him pray instead. No, the Lord want to hear from you.
That's right.
Ain't no special connection. I want to hear from you. What's going on, man? Sometimes too, he won't even deliver you from something. Let's say you do have a problem. You looking for deliverance. Sometimes he won't even deliver you because you won't talk to him. I see he need deliverance, but this joker refused to come and pray to me. And until he come and pray to me, I refuse to deliver him. Just simply because he wants you to talk to him. Or everything going all good, right? Everything going good. You don't want for nothing, need for nothing. But then all of a sudden your bank account start getting hit. Cars start messing up. And the Lord be behind it because, hey, man, I ain't heard from you in 3 months. It's been 3 months, man. I ain't heard nothing from you. Now, when you was going through, I heard from you all the time. Because he's your heavenly father. I want to hear from you, man. What's going on? You ain't using me, is you? Oh, no, sir. Don't be so caught up, brothers and sisters, in this life that you can't make time with the Most High. Because he got feelings too.
We want to hear from his child.
Yeah, just like any parent, they want to hear from their children. What's going on?
That's old school. You remember back in the day, you sat at the table with your family because your parents wanted to hear what's going on, son, daughter.
That's right.
Well, the Lord wants you to come to his table, sit and dine with him, tell him what's been going on.
That's right. What's up, man? Yeah. Now, because we be quick, we'll talk to our friends and everything. Boss at work, then the Lord, we act like we can't make no time. Well, I'm too busy.
Be on Twitter up and down the timeline, tweet, but you ain't tweeted to God yet. You ain't.
Yeah, ain't tweeted to God yet.
You've been on Facebook sharing your thoughts on Facebook.
All right, brothers and sisters, now we're going to read verses 19 and 20, and we will be finished. Okay? When you get there, go ahead.
Brethren, if any of you do err from the truth,
From Christ.
and one convert him,
Mm-hmm.
let him know that he which converteth the sinner from the error of his way shall save a soul from death and shall hide a multitude of sins.
That's right. So the converted and the converter will be blessed. Because guess what? You've tried to win your brother over. And that's a whole nother lesson. Let's go to Proverbs 11 and 30. It's all about taking care of one another and looking out for one another. Not trying to damage and bash and destroy one another. Because again, as saints, we all we got. Because we at war against Satan.
That's right.
And he's throwing any and everything he got at us to try to take us out. So we got to stick together. So Proverbs 11 and verse 30. Go ahead.
The fruit of the righteous is a tree of life, and he that winneth souls is wise.
And winning souls is a type of fruit. And that fruit is a tree of life. And so we should always be looking to help our brothers and sisters at all times. It get hard sometimes. Sometimes you get tired. But you got to renew your mind. You got to keep it going. You got to keep your mind on the Most High. But that is it, brothers and sisters, for this letter, the letter of James to the 12 tribes of Israel who believe. And I don't know what I'm going to be doing next. I usually just let the Lord lead me, and then we pretty much just go from there. So I hope you guys got some understanding, man, and I will see y'all in the next lesson.